September 29th. He played 5 aces, now he plays the harp. Tombstone, Boot Hill, Arizona. Humor is a little mentioned aspect of self-esteem. We have so many serious matters to consider, humor often falls in the nice if you can get around to it category. Yet much self-esteem is lost by concentrating on the pathological aspects of our lives. We get so intent on what is wrong with self, the world, and everything in the world that we get depressed. Humor is an effective antidote to all that toxic input. Self-improvement implies self-knowledge that can only be gained by poking and prodding around the tender sore spots. But life was not meant to be one long anatomy class. The whole purpose of self-improvement is to get to a better place, and that's not an operating room or a morgue. Tears and laughter are both expressions of reality. If we don't find much to laugh about, we're flying with one wing. To lighten up doesn't mean to lapse into silliness, it means to see the light. To lighten up doesn't mean to lapse into silliness, it means to see the light. Humor is one of my gifts. I can always laugh at anything. I am 100% sure that is why I have survived so many different situations in my life. It is also a method of communicating uncomfortable information and truth to people. I laugh a lot with my clients about things. Talking about the human body when you're working with an individual who is naked under your hands and they have things that are perceived as cosmetic flaws that are actually negatively contributing to their experience as a human being. Being able to laugh about that and express it in such a way that incites laughter makes the information much more palatable to the person on the receiving end of it. So, I have a client who is getting up there in years and has a lot of interesting health problems, but their main problem is they don't have the muscle tone anymore, and probably never did, to be honest, to support the body that they're living in, and now that they're older, a lifetime of uncomfortable health issues, plus lack of muscle tone, it was sending them downhill. We are rehabilitating them in such a way that they're getting to a place where they can actually build healthy muscle tone, but there's a lot of health problems that have to be combed through and weeded out on the way, but just getting much better. That's the only way, actually, to create the positive changes necessary to make sure that this person lives another 20, 30 years. Like, they're in they're almost 70, they're 66, but they're not 70 yet. Even at 66, living another 20 to 30 years, 93 years old, that is not a bad deal, and there are plenty of 93-year-olds walking around, taking care of themselves, wiping their own butts. And this person can be one of those people as long as they get to a point where they can take care of their own body on their own. Communicating with this human being is a lot of listening, because we all carry trauma in the body, and they've had a lifetime of trauma, and being able to share in laughter with them. We have excellent rapport as far as comedy goes, and they have a really positive attitude, and they are capable of lightening up and seeing the light in certain situations, and that is why at 66 years old they are rapidly making the changes necessary to improve their life and take them from an issue that could be debilitating and make it so they don't have the ability to take care of themselves in the future, to being in the prime of their life health-wise, in the stage of life where most people would be declining. This person is going up, and it's because they have a positive attitude. They are able to lighten up and see the light about certain things. And going back to my surviving abuse, drug abuse, substance abuse, alcohol abuse, domestic abuse, mental and emotional abuse, just a lifetime of just stuff piling down on top of me. I can always laugh about it. When I was a teenager, my stepdad had me in a chokehold, and I started chuckling. Because if he applied any more pressure, he was going to break my glasses. And I chuckled and I laughed, and I said, if you break my glasses, my mom's going to be really mad. And I laughed because I knew that the idea of my mother hearing not only about him being physically abusive, but also creating another bill with his childish and destructive behavior, would be enough to incense this human being into a position that they would stop what they were doing more so than, the fact that they were hurting a teenager. Like, that was what the funny part was. The funny part was it was the property damage that this guy was going to worry about rather than, the fact that he had me in a chokehold. And so I chuckled. And I survived that situation and walked away from it and I went to my friend's house later. Had an okay afternoon. I don't even think I complained much about that day. Humor is another way of burying trauma. Pro tip. It's a way of, in the situation, immediately avoiding the reaction, because laughter it's a way of shaking things off and, learning that survival trait too early might have negatively impacted some of my experiences later on in life. Laughing through negative situations instead of getting out of them. Probably not for the best. No, probably not. But I survived, and I'm here, and after years of hoping to see the light and laughing and lightening up in order to see the light in any given situation, I am now able to create a lighter situation for myself and my child, and that's awesome. To lighten up doesn't mean to lapse into silliness. It means to see the light. I thank you for listening in. Some of these are getting dark, but it's okay. We're going to make it. Or, you don't have to. I'm here. I'm going to make it, so. Have a good day. Hi. It is my genuine hope that you got something positive out of this video, and if you did, I would really appreciate it if you liked the video, maybe shared it with somebody you know, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a good day.